For the first time, let me now unveil Xbox.
We're here at the Xbox Live launch party here in Hollywood, and dude, this thing is going on.
This is one of the coolest I've ever seen, and this is the first time anybody has ever seen it. For the first time, Halo.
Always one of the most eagerly awaited video games finally goes on sale.
Preparing to rewrite retail history.
Video game is expected to have bigger first-day revenues than any movie has ever had an opening day at the box office.
Biggest retail launch in entertainment history.
Dozens of grown men and probably about 3 women have crawled out of their parents' basements tonight to be first in line to buy the new video game, Halo 2.
Is this the best video game in the world? Definitely it is.
Halo. So let me tell you, Halo 3.
Sum it up for us.
Amazing.
It's exhilarating, man. It's an experience. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah. I bought Halo as soon as it came out, man. I was hooked. Halo 3.
I never thought this day would come, and it definitely wasn't on my Halo bingo card this year.
Exclusives, and people who wanting to buy a console are going to pick PlayStation over Xbox.
I guess you could say the worst day has happened for the Xbox community, boys. Xbox down bad.
The renaming wasn't a typo, and that Microsoft is rebranding the service and outright killing Xbox.
Depending on how you look at it, I was privileged, because my earliest memories of childhood involve me and my brothers and my father all gathering around this legendary gaming system, the very first ever Xbox, spending countless hours mesmerized by what I was seeing on the screen, a fearless spacefaring hero, the Master Chief, saving the galaxy from aliens. I even vividly remember crying the very first time I ever saw the Halo's flood enemies on the screen. I was so young. Memories of screaming at each other, playing split-screen multiplayer will permeate my everyday life. Needless to say, however unaware of it I was at the time, I was being deeply influenced by what experiences this box had provided me. And I'm sure that this doesn't sound too dissimilar to a lot of the people watching this, because 20 years later, I've come to realize that all these sentimental memories were not exclusive to my bubble of life, because millions of families across the world formed never-ending memories like mine surrounding this transformative system. Not only did this console bring together families like it had with mine, but also managed to bring together our ever-divided world with the advent of Xbox Live, which peaked with over 20 million users by the end of the original console's lifespan. All people spread throughout this world connected over one thing, the Xbox, and their love for gaming. So, what happened? How did seemingly all of a sudden in 2024 did this metamorphic behemoth of modern-day culture get to this, only 2 decades later? Well, despite the urge I'm sure a lot of us feel to write this off as some sort of corporate mismanagement or a fundamental misunderstanding of Microsoft and their lifelong dedicated fan base, but deep down I know the answer for this sudden change actually lies inside of all of us. You see, I can sit here and vomit out nostalgic memories about how the original console shaped my childhood and how the memories will stay with me forever, but at the end of the day, we all still moved on, and we all went to play the Xbox 360, and then the Xbox One, and so on, and ended up not even playing the Xbox consoles to this day. It's always just been one thing to the next, without hesitation. We as people change. The games we like to play change. The consoles we play on change, our goals change, our perspectives change, our lives. It all changes.
The missions change. They always do.
Are you sure?
No matter how dearly we feel like we held something in the moment, we ultimately change, and we can always look back and be like, man, I wish I didn't abandon those games as a kid. I wish I'd played them for longer. I wish I appreciated it more. I wish I didn't trade in those games. I wish I never sold away those consoles. How could I have been so blind in those moments? But my friends, that's exactly it. Microsoft is moving on to the next thing, the same as us, adapting, changing, moving on to the next thing. Their time was had, and the memories were made. Now it's time to innovate again, to move forward, find another way to shift the paradigm for the next generation of kids who are going to grow up with whatever that next big thing is. And it's almost selfish to feel like we're entitled to have things stay the same because, oh, that's how we liked it back in the day, and that's how it changed the world for us. It's time for these amazing stories and experiences to be adapted to the next generation. And we now actually should say that we're getting the privilege to pass that on, the same our parents did to us, to see the next big thing happen. Now, with all that said, at the time of me recording this, no one even actually knows what's happening to the Xbox. This is the only official thing that's been said about the future of the coveted console, and everything else is just rumors, dust, and echoes. But no matter what ends up happening, whether a new generation of Xbox consoles, or a shift to cloud gaming, a transformation to only being a game developer, it's ultimately out of our hands what Microsoft does, and it never really was in our hands. All we do know is that there will absolutely, without a doubt, never be another Xbox.
For standing by him to the end. Hard to believe he's dead.
Were it so easy.